Alright, this is the Zach and B.O.K podcast. I am Zach, this is B.O.K. This is our first time doing a podcast. We're looking to do this just to have a good time, and we're going to get started. What do you think, Brian? What do you got to say to start us off?
Well, first thing I'd like to talk about is a little segment I like to call the big picture. Big picture, to me, is what people need to realize about the things that are going on around them. One of the things in my mind is the national deficit. We all know that the national deficit is so much worse now than it has ever been. A lot of people think it's just because of the war.
Well, you know, the funny part about the national deficit, too, is it's not just, affecting us as Americans or citizens of the United States. When you watch CNN or anything like this, it's kind of amusing to me because they're saying, in the worldwide, it's a worldwide economic crisis. Where's the money gone?
I don't think it ever was there to begin with, because we have things like, for one, auto racing. NASCAR, Formula One, there's a lot of people that absolutely love this sport. It's become a business, per se.
And I'm in auto racing strictly for a business aspect. I used to be a big fan of it, and now, not so much. I do it for the money, but I just think it's kind of funny how you're saying one of the big American issues with economics is auto racing. How do you justify that?
Well, auto racing...
It's just auto racing? How about professional sports in general?
Well, if you'd let me finish, that's only one of the ways that we're spending money on such a retarded level. You have to buy all the fuel for these vehicles. You have to pay for all the TV equipment, the advertising, everything, all the money that's dumped into this sport. Let's take a look at football. I'm a great football fan. I love football, but I'm going to say right now, for somebody to get paid the salaries that these guys are getting paid,
$14 million.
Take a look at baseball players. A center fielder on the Yankees is going to make close to that, if not more than that, to stand out in the field.
What do you think the gross salary is for the entire New York Yankees
I don't even want to
team?
know, because it's just going to piss me off.
We're talking just the players. We're not talking the managers and the people who are getting paid even more to say, hey, you guys go do this, hit ball, get paid.
And yet again, advertising, camera work, just the facilities needed to make these functions happen. All this stuff costs money, and where's that coming from? They don't just make this money up. There isn't government funding for professional sports. Last time I checked, things could have changed. There's also things like game shows. Look at these game shows where you have the chance to win $1 million. Where does that $1 million come from?
Who wants to be a millionaire? How many people have actually won that $1 million?
I know, like 5 people.
Who funds them? Who funds them?
We do. You and I, taxpayers, people of America who have been having this wonderful thing called FICA taken from us. The tax money, that goes someplace. That's the only logical explanation, because I know that the wealthy people sitting in their nice plush chairs drinking their whiskey or brandy or whatever aren't doling out $1 million to every person.
So are you telling me this past February the $1,100 that I paid in went to a game show?
Exactly.
That pisses me off.
Game shows, professional sports, things that America cannot go without. I guarantee you, if football went off the air, if professional sports were done with completely, there would be mass genocide. That's more of a joke, but I'm actually kind of convinced that there will be mass genocide.
People will be killing. There will be wars over the lack of football.
That's true.
There would.
Yeah, well, then the French would be happy, because then they'll finally they'll have their football back again.
I thought it was the British.
Well, it's all the same. All Europe. It's all...
European football, very different from American football. Although American football is fucking cooler.
One of the other things that goes in with the big picture is the welfare system. Now, this is a pretty touchy subject with a lot of people. I know some folks who totally believe in the welfare system, want to keep it around. Now, let me make this quite clear. I don't like the welfare system as a whole. I pay into the welfare system. I have the right to talk about it. For the single mother who's got 3 kids, who's trying to get a decent job some places, going to school to try and make more money, because their scumbag father up and left after he got her pregnant, totally, I'll pay for her.
And unfortunately, the fact of the matter is 75% of people that are on welfare do not fit into the class that you just...
Oh, no, and that's totally true. They wait. Take a look at here. We're based in Lyons, New York. We have a welfare office here in Lyons, and I could tell you, every Friday, there is a select group of people that. Now, I also want to say this. I don't know all these people personally. I don't know who's there for whatever reason, but I can almost certainly say that a lot of these people are there just for the check so they can go and get beer and cigarettes and do nothing for their children, do nothing to help themselves get back on their feet because they're getting a free ride, and nobody's monitoring that.
You know, I'm going to throw something out there for you right now that's probably going to get me in a lot of trouble, and I really don't care. You know, I firmly believe that without the welfare office based here in Lyons, this town wouldn't be, like, fucking amazing, like anything like Skinny Atlas or anything with $1 million homes everywhere. But think about how much cleaner the town would be, how much nicer it would be.
Well, it's a simple fact that, you know, it's tough to say. The type of people are going to determine the type of town you have. Lyons as a whole is a lot better than some other towns here in this county, but there's just the type of people that are here. These are the same people that we just talked about that are leeching off the welfare system.
What do you mean by better? Better than Lyons? Is that we're actually one of the better? What do you mean by that?
There's more. For one, there's more money. And the way you do that is take a look at Newark.
Okay.
Newark's got a lot of nice housing.
Yes,
Newark's got a lot of nice
people. It
people.
does. I'll give you that.
Does Newark have a welfare office?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, then. Even Clyde. Clyde's pretty small. They have some decent houses there. There's a whole block of town that's excellent. The industries there aren't bad. You got Parker Hannifin, the aerospace division. There's just not that type of people there.
But what makes Lyons better than those towns that you just mentioned?
Well, you take a look at crime rates. Drug sales that's a different class of people, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I firmly believe that
because even I'm not supporting drug users at all, but these people are making money.
You're right. They absolutely are. But what I'm saying is what you threw out there was that Lyons is a little better than the rest of these towns. But I just don't see it. I mean, they don't have the welfare office, so they don't have as many of these people around, so-called drug dealers and people that don't want to get jobs. We have more of those in Lyons than most of Wayne County does, really, when it comes down to it.
But to be honest with you, the profession that I'm in, I see a lot of people in a lot of different towns. I transport a lot of these people, and